Hi, welcome to Diamond Custom Paint Shop. In this video, I'm going to show you an easy and foolproof way to spray metal flake. Now, kind of the old way, and I've done it before, this is how I started doing it, was you get one of these guns here. I don't know what they have all different kinds of names for them. But anyways, this is what they look like. And then you can buy the flake in these jars here. And you'll add it to this container right here. And in this process, you will spray your clear coat, and then you'll get this gun, hook this up to the air, and while the clear coat's still wet, you'll spray this on, and it blows the metal flake onto your part. Well, we got a new way to do it now, which I find, in my opinion, is the better way to do it. There's people out there, I'm sure, that are really good with doing it this way and love to do it that way, but I'm going to show another way to do it that I think is easier to do metal flake. The drawbacks I find to this, in my opinion, it's a little bit messier. You get the metal flake all over the place. And anybody that's done it knows what I'm talking about. You get it all over your booth, all over, wherever you're trying to mix it up and stuff. Because this stuff is pretty light, it flies everywhere. Not to say you don't get a little bit with this, but it's not as nearly as much with this the old process here. I'm going to call it the old process just because that's what I used to do before, and then this is the newer way I've done it, and this is kind of a newer way to do it that I've found. So another drawback to this I find is this doesn't lay the flake down, is what I'm talking about. When you spray it on the clear, the flakes will be standing up on end, and they don't lay down and flow into the clear coat as good as this process. And what that does is when you spray, you do the clear coat, then the next day you got to come back and you're going to have to spray, you're going to scuff that down and then your metal flake's going to be standing. So when you scuff that, you're going to actually be sanding the top edges of that, of those metal pieces that are standing up, and then you're going to clear over that. And it's kind of like I said, you're standing on those metal pieces. So that's one of the reasons, and then what that does, you're going to need more clear coat sessions. What I have found I had to do more clear coat sessions to get that flake buried. Because, like I said, they're all going to be standing on end. So that's one of the drawbacks. And then, like I said, you're going to use, in my opinion, use more clear coat doing it this way. And I'll explain once I explain this process here a little bit. So, yeah, so we'll kind of get rid of this stuff for now off to the side. And so the new way that I found is from LimeLine's products. Their metal flake. And this is how it looks right here. It comes in a bag, kind of the same, comes in a container like this. But what you do with this versus this is you'll mix up a batch of clear coat, and then you'll pour this right in your clear coat. And later in this video here in a minute, I'll show you exactly how to mix this stuff and spray it on with the clear coats and everything. So stay tuned, for that. So, but anyways, you'll pour this in your clear coat, you'll mix it up really good, and then you'll spray it on your part, and you'll let the flash time go for your clear, and then you can keep spraying as many layers as you need until you get the desired effect that you want. The clear coat's going to be in there, so every time you spray this clear coat mixture with the metal flake, it's going to keep layering on the metal flake. So what this does with it being in the clear is, once you lay that clear down, the clear is going to try to, level out, and that helps these metal flake particles kind of lay down and flow with the clear on their side, because it's mixed in with the clear coat. So that's a benefit. It lays flat, and so when you go back the next day, you're going to have to just apply another coat of clear. In my opinion, when I do it, I'll spray this on. I go back the next day, 24 hours, let the clear coat dry, and I'll scuff it down. You're going to feel it's not going to be perfect. You're going to feel some texture there from the metal flake. But then I apply one more coat of clear coat, and that pretty much buries the clear coat most of the time. Once in a while, it won't, and you'd maybe do one more session, but I think I may have done that once. Can't remember, but yeah, I don't think I have actually. I think I've always got it in two, the first session of putting the metal flake on, and then the second session of my just clear coat. And I'll explain the whole process of how you do this, and then you'll kind of see why, once we go through all the steps, kind of why this lays down so good. So, and then another benefit is this doesn't leave as much of a mess. And like I said, in my opinion, is doing it this way. So, and then, so instead of this gun, we get rid of this and we go with this. This step, you need both of these. This way, you just need this. You don't need to buy this air gun with a bottle attached to it. Basically, is all it is, and it sucks up the metal flake and blows it on your part. So, and you can imagine it blows it everywhere else, not just on your part. So, yeah, we're gonna take a cut here, take a break, and when we come back, I'm gonna show you exactly all the steps, how to mix this up. And you'll see me spray it in the booth, all the steps from start to finish. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. A few things I said in the last segment that I want to clear up a little bit. When I said clear coat sessions, or when I go back and clear coat, I meant sessions. And usually a clear coat session is 3 to 4 coats. So I just wanted to clear that up when I said that. So, and the other thing I mentioned was that the metal flake stands up. The way I said it kind of implies that it all stands up. It doesn't all stand up. Just some of them do. Some of them stand up. They stand up. They're all different ways, and then they kind of relax and go into the clear coat. But some of them stay at angles, kind of standing. But in my opinion, this way, not as many stand up and is not as extreme stand up. So that's what gives you the less clear coat sessions to do that I've found. So I just wanted to clear that up from my last segment so everybody's on the same page. So products we're going to be using, like I said, is going to be from LimeLine. So got the metal flake here, comes in a little packet like this. He also carries sprayable glass. So that's pretty cool too. So check that out. With this, you'll need like a 1.3, 1.4 tip is what you need to spray this on your spray gun. If you go with the glass, you need like a 1.7. So just keep that in mind when you're going to spray this stuff. The other things we're going to use is Lime Lines, and this is the newer version with this black label of acrylic urethane 2K clear coat here. And this one mixes, always check on the sides what it says, but this mixes 4 to 1. So make sure you check that when you're using any clear coats so you don't get your mixture wrong and then have issues, right? Okay, so let's get our packet here of metal flake. See, it says the metal flake right there at the bottom. If you look on the back here, it has some instructions, which just pretty easy instructions. Just follow the instructions. We're going to mix it how it says on the package here, but once you get used to it, if you don't need a whole pack, if you're doing a smaller project, you can just mix up as much as you want. One way how I do it is if you put your clear coat in here and you pour the metal flake in, one thing you can do is you can stick your stir stick in there and pull it out. You can kind of see as it flows down off your stir stick, kind of what the metal flake is going to look like when you put it on. And then, so keep in mind too, with this, you can do multiple coats to kind of get as much metal flake on there as you want. So, but in this instance, we're just going to mix it per the package instructions. And so on this packet here, it says mix 1 packet with 1 pint, which is 16 ounces. So, and at 4, it'll be at 4 to 1 because we're using this acrylic urethane clear coat from LimeLine. And by the way, this stuff is awesome. If you haven't tried it yet, pick you up some of this. That comes in a quart can. So if you just want to try a little bit at first, but I guarantee once you try the first little quart, you're going to want more because it sprays, lays down awesome. So yeah, I haven't, my orange peel went to almost, I mean, nothing with this. I mean, not all the way nothing, but pretty close. It's pretty awesome stuff. So yeah, so we're going to mix one packet with 16 ounces and 4-to-1 because that's what our clear coat is. And then it says spray 3 coats of flake mixture over black base coat. So what the process, and I'll show you that process. We're gonna spray the black base coat down first, and then that way, so when you lay your metal flake over, it has a contrast underneath it for this metal flake to really pop. So it says, as instructions, spray 3 coats of this over black base coat, or until you get your desired look. And then after you spray that, so every time you spray a session of clear coat, you want to do your flash time in between. So you'll spray on just like you're spraying your clear coat, right? So you're going to want your flash times. So then after your last coat of metal flake, then you're going to go straight to 3 coats of just clear coat alone, right? So you could be doing up to, what would that be? 6 coats of clear coat in the end in one session, right? So you'll wait your flash time in between all these sessions, 3 coats of metal flake, 3 coats of just clear alone, which will give you 6 sessions, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your temperature in your booth, give you a correct flash time, and that'll do it. And then it says here, once it's dry, sand smooth with a LimeLine 600 grit sandpaper, or any 600 grit sandpaper, but you can get LimeLine while you're at it if you're ordering this other stuff. He sells all that on LimeLine Paint Supply. And then after that, it says to basically recoat with clear coat. And that's what I was talking about. After 24 hours, scuff it down and then apply another session of clear coat, about 3 to 4 coats of clear coat. And that'll pretty much bury all your metal flake for the most part, from what I've found. So, all right, well, let's get to mixing this up. So on my cup here, I kind of have it marked. So I went over to, on this side here, to 16 ounces. And then since it's 4-to-1, I kind of laid this tape out so it's fairly level to see where that lines up on my 4-to-1 here, to see where I need to mix it up to. And it looks like I'm going to mix it up to the number 4, because by the time I add hardener, that's up to right there. And then so we'll mix that, and then we'll add the metal flake. So let's go ahead and put that in. So you're going to start with your part A, which is going to be your 4 parts, because your 4 is always the clear itself, and then the second number is always your hardener. So we're 4-to-1. Another thing I like, if you get the bigger things of LimeLine, the bigger than the quart, it comes in these cans, which has a spout in it that I really like, that kind of pops up. So it makes it a lot easier to pour. All right, so have this so you can see it there. Pour this up to get to the first 4. Which is right there. Okay. So there's your part A. We're going to go ahead and mix our part B in. We'll go up to the second 4. Right there. Which on your side here is the very top of that green line there. All right. So we're done with the clear coat there for now. We're going to open up this package. has like a Ziploc top on it. So like I said, if you don't mix all of it, you can just close it back up like a Ziploc bag, which is pretty cool. So you can save it for later. But we're just going to add the whole bag in here. As you can see so far, just a couple of little, when I pull off, because it's so light, just a little bit of mess right here, not very much though. More or less when I'm touching the bag here, I'm going to just snap it closed, but it's just going to be on my table right here. So then you'll take your stir stick, you just mix this up really good. And this is what I was talking about before. If you want to see, if you mix less, kind of what it's going to look like when you're spraying it, you can kind of take your stir stick like this and you pull it out and you see how that looks. That's how you'll want it to look if you mix lower quantities, because this is the correct ratio right here. So that's what it's going to look like. You know, what I'm looking at is when I say that's what it's going to look like is how much metal flake is flowing down, how much it's covering this stick. And if you use one of these black sticks, that's the best, because then you can actually see, rather than using like a tongue depressor or something like a wood one or something like that. This black stick, you can really see how much metal flake is there. And LimeLine sells these stir sticks. So if you order some of this metal flake and clear coat, go ahead and get you a pack of these stir sticks. I like to mix it up really good, just because I added, I mixed the clear coat. So our part A and B, you want to make sure that gets mixed good along with the metal flake. And then once you get this on your gun and you're spraying, typically right before I spray, I'll be shaking my spray gun a little bit, just kind of keep this mixture, those metal flakes kind of flowing around in there. Okay. Well, I think that'll do it. Let me show you one more time on the stick what that's going to look like. All right. Set that here. And here's one more thing that's really imperative, okay? When you get your cap to these disposable cup systems, they have a filter in them, right? When you're spraying this metal flake, you're going to want to cut that filter out, and it's really easy. Remember this, because if you leave that filter in there, that's going to trap all your metal flake when you're trying to spray it out of your gun. So you just take a razor blade, you make a slit in it like that. You just take your fingers and you grab it, and it rips right out from around the edges. Okay? So remember that. Make sure you take that filter out. Now, when we're done spraying the metal flake and we go to just clear coat in this session, you're going to keep that filter in that instance, because then you're just spraying your clear coat out of it. So we'll pop the lid on there. Our retaining ring. There we go. Okay, and then I always take one of these plugs for right now, because I still got to get my parts kind of ready to roll here within about 5 minutes or so. But I like to put this plug on in case I don't spill it around anywhere. So put one of these plugs in, then you can also kind of keep shaking it, kind of keep that mixture going up. All right, well, when we come back, I'll be in the spray booth, and we'll get some metal flake spray. Well, first we're going to spray some black base coat real quick, and then we'll spray our metal flake. All right, welcome back. Just real quick, I just want to show you how to mix up the black base coat for those of you that don't know, or anyone that wants to know that doesn't know how. Pretty easy. So you just take the LimeLine black base coat, and this mixes 50-50 or 1-to-1 with urethane reducer. So we're going to go ahead and mix that. I'm going to mix up 250 milliliters of black base coat. I'm going to add another 250 with the total of the urethane reducer up to the 500, to give us a total of 500 milliliters of the black. What's nice about this base coat, if you don't know, when you mix, even if you mix the urethane reducer in there, you can save it for later. It doesn't go bad. It's not a cure time with it. You can plug it up, put it in a container that's sealed, and you can save it for, weeks, months, last a long time that way. So yeah, because you're just basically thinning out the black base coat with the urethane reducer. It's not a chemical reaction, a two-part system, right? So, okay, let's get mixing. Take our black base coat here. I'm going to go up to the 250 milliliter mark. There we go. I'm going to take our urethane reducer and go up to the 500 mark for our 1-to-1 mixed ratio. Here we go. Oop, got a little bit spilling down the can there, but all right. And then we'll take our stir stick. I'm just using the same one I did my. I better not do that. Better get a different stir stick. I was going to use the one I use for my clear coat, but if I don't use it all, I want to be able to save it. So I'll just get another stir stick here. But if you're going to use it all, you could go ahead and mix it with that real quick. But that's pretty much all dry on there. Then you just mix it up, and then you're ready to go. You're ready to spray this. And you can thin it out a little more with your urethane reducer if you need to. But this works out, the 1-to-1 works out pretty good. I use a 1.4 tip spray gun. I'll be using this LimeLine Pro gun with a 1.4 tip in it. So yeah, we'll mix that there. Got it stirred up. And I'll shake that around a little bit once I get on the gun. And this, you'll keep your filter in there with this. Okay, when you're back, we'll be in the booth this time for sure. Okay, well, there we go. We're finished spraying the Metalflake and the clear coats. Just to recap on what we did, very first of all, I sprayed some primer on these parts and some bare spots, or some metal bare spots, and I used this LimeLine high build primer that's new out. I thought I'd give it a try, kind of review it a little bit. It worked really awesome. I waited, I don't know, 5-10 minutes in between coats. I did 2 coats. Sprays on really thick, covers really well. The high build lives up to its name. Waited my last coat. I waited about 15-20 minutes and went ahead and sanded it down, and no problem. Sanded real good, and it was about 72 degrees where I was spraying this and sanding it down. So yeah, go ahead and give this a try. If you like the U-pole, which I was using before, you'll love this. This is a little bit better, it seems like, than the U-pole. But yeah, give that a try. Okay, kind of recap here. So we used the LimeLine Metalflake in the packets here. We went ahead and mixed that in with this whole packet in with 1 pint of 2K clear coat. Make sure it's 2K, not clear base coat. So yeah, 2K clear coat. We mixed that in there. We did 3 coats with that. And then with 10-minute flash times in between, my booth was stayed around 74, 75 degrees. Then after that, we went right to 2K clear coat, just the clear coat by itself. And we did 3 more coats of that afterwards with 10-minute flash times in between that. And just a reminder, when you're spraying this in your first 3 coats, you take that liner out of the top, and when you're spraying your last 3 coats of just the clear, you leave the liner in. So yeah. So I will let this dry for 24 hours. I'll scuff it down, then I'll do another session with 3 or 4 coats of clear, and then I'll sand that for some graphics. I'll probably post a short of this after I sand it down after 24 hours, and then do another round of clear coat. And then I'll probably do a little short on that so you guys can see kind of what it looks like after that. And I'll let you know whether the 1 session was enough to bury the Metalflake. And what I mean by bury the Metalflake, that means when you rub your hand across it, it feels like if you were just to clear coat something. You don't feel any of the Metalflake underneath. So that's what we mean when we say bury the Metalflake, or we bury graphics. It means you can't feel the line there, or you can't feel the texture anymore of what you have underneath it. So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, go down and leave some comments in the comments or questions in the comment section down below. And please like and subscribe to my video. And then I'll catch you on the next one.